Alright, we're gonna be talking about World of Warcraft Classic, and as these things go, I've gotta lay down my bona fides. I have been playing World of Warcraft since launch. I have been playing World of Warcraft a lot since launch. I have been playing World of Warcraft a lot since launch. I have the Ivory Raptor, which involved farming up 1,000 gold within the first 6 months the game was out, and I did that in, like, 3? A few years ago, Blizzard sent me this nice little statuette commemorating 10 years of unbroken subscription to the game, which means that this is a cute little gesture from a company that made a game I really like, but also kinda yikes. I have my Brawlers Guild rewards, Mage Tower rewards, Swift Flight Form, and even the absurd Realm First Illustrious Jewel Crafter. Why did I get this? Why did I do what needed to be done to get this? Point is, yes, I have played a lot of World of Warcraft.
And in this video, I want to talk about YouTuber Eisel Mazard's opinions on video games and why you should quit them. He's also known as,
Abat le ciel.
but I don't want to try to pronounce that at all.
Most people in this audience, they know what it's like to stay up till 2 a.m. playing a video game. And they may know what it's like to stay up till 6 a.m. or to find their room. Like, this is common. This is widespread. Not everyone can research the cure for cancer. Not everyone can live a life as exciting as mine. I went to Cambodia and did humanitarian work. I did research. You know, my life is interesting in different ways. I get that. But, like, my perspective is, you still matter. I still care about you. I still care about what you could be doing productively with those 3 hours a day. I don't accept the notion that you have zero creativity, zero potential, whether that's politically or otherwise, to make the world a better place, zero artistic potential, what have you. I really believe that you can do something better with those 3 hours a day. And if you don't believe it, what do you think of yourself?
So he says you can do something better with those 3 hours a day, but why does everything you have to do have to be the best possible thing that you could do at any given moment? Like, the amount of stress that would put on your life and how much it would affect your health in the long term. We are not perfectionists, or we shouldn't be, because there is no perfect. So instead, we should just aim high, and that's where balance comes in. Now, I can get his perspective here. If people are spending too much time playing video games, they're probably not learning about a lot of things they could be. They're not doing stuff that could potentially help them make the world a better place, which, let's be honest, we do need more people who are actively trying to make the world a better place, because most people are just, leeching off of the planet and don't care. At the same time, we all need activities to de-stress, to be our best. You need to reduce stress to be most effective in anything you're doing. Video games are a source of creativity, inspiration. It's a piece of art that you're dealing with, especially if you're dealing with the best video games. And people who don't play video games or like them very much might not agree with that. But I can tell you, for those of us who have really fallen in love with any video game that we've played, at least a few of them, we can tell you that those experiences were tremendously worthwhile.
It make me feel good. It's not enough. I can literally say with you. So for example, most of my friends in Vietnam, they are now living a life that go to work, go to school, go to uni, and then go back home, do whatever they like. Like playing games, shopping, going to the property, and do all kind of stuff. Watching movies, Netflix. I'm at the back of my mind when I do those things, when I play games, when I watch Netflix. I love the Stranger Things. To be honest, I love Stranger Things. That episode is amazing. I really want to watch it every day. But whenever I watch it, I just keep asking myself, I'm not intentionally asking myself, but somehow my subconscious mind giving the warning. It keeps giving the warnings that, hey bro, Hey, bro. Hey. Hey, what about you? What, why are you doing this? What are the the when playing games the experience bar, right? Experience bar. All right. So it's like I'm at level 1. I have to gain experience step by step, stone by stone to reach enough experience point to get into the level 2, and then keep going, and I'm actually got into the level 3, level 4, level 5, and the level 6. The more experience I got, the higher level I got. All right. So I'm keep thinking in that way. That's not bad an analogy. So I'm keep thinking in that way. I'm keep thinking, man, why you keep watching Netflix? When you keep playing games? When you keep hanging out with friends that don't even matter to your future, to your life? When you even when you hang out, just don't say anything meaningful. Just hop on the phone and go into the Facebook on social friends when we are socializing. That's crazy, right? So I'm just thinking that, man, I'm feel that kind of feeling, really guilty feeling when I'm doing the thing that I like, but it's not giving me the results, the goals, the achievement that I want.
On this subject, I don't completely agree. I believe in moderation, like balance. Anybody who has achieved a ton in their lifetime will tell you, I'm sure, that balance was incredibly important for them.
I can't, I can literally play games for 5 years, watch Netflix for 5 years, and look at the result I got. Nothing. But instead of doing that, I expand my mind, because I know the only way that getting me better is to constantly, every single day, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 45 minutes, put myself into books, put myself into the audios, put myself into talking with strangers, and go into the internet, read about the business, all kind of things, the self-development.
So here we learn that apparently it's the quantity of time that makes Eisel think that you should quit video games. Well, you know what? You can manage your time and play games in moderation. And maybe it's not 12 hours a year, but maybe it is for someone like me at least. Also, I understand where he's coming from here to an extent. You don't want to waste too much time playing video games. And I do think that the message to play less is actually a good message. And I used to be addicted to video games when I was younger, for sure. And I still love video games, but I don't play them that much. I wasn't playing them hardly at all for a decade, and then I got back into them with Final Fantasy VII Remake, and the upcoming Call of Duty is a lot of fun to play, maybe 50 to 100 hours. That seems to be reasonable.
This is the part of the equation where even the most honest interlocutors seem to become very evasive, uncomfortable, and strained in their replies. Do you notice how many edits he had in that short clip before he suggests 50 hours per year? I did not add those edits.
Maybe 50 to 100 hours. That seems to be reasonable.
50 hours per year. 50 hours per year playing video games. That would be 4 hours per month. Do you believe that this guy plays video games for only 4 hours per month? The 2 games he mentioned, one of them takes 40 hours to complete. It's a plot-based role-playing game. Do you think he played for 1 hour a week only? Do you think he spread out those 40 hours over a whole year? I don't. The other game you mentioned, Call of Duty, people pour huge numbers of hours into that game. I don't know how many hours this guy played. I think he doesn't know. I think he doesn't know how many hours he's really spending playing video games because he doesn't want to know. Even the upper limit estimate he gives, which again, he seems to struggle to come up with a suggestion of 100 hours. Oh, right. So that'd be a little bit more than 8 hours per month. Right? There are 4 weeks in a month. Think about how much time that would be per week. Think about whether or not that's really been true of you at any stage of your life when you play video games. Think about whether or not that's true about your brothers, your cousins, your friends, your colleagues when they played video games. Was it really 8 hours a month?
And he talks about how he doesn't think he has a gym habit, but actually I've heard him in past videos mention that he thought that he spent too much time working out. So he is really focused on getting the most out of his time, which is great. But that isn't a necessity. Give yourself the time to do what you want to do, because that is what makes life valuable.
And I suppose my point is, more fundamentally, no matter what the real answer happens to be, no matter how the math turns out, if you have the self-discipline to really write it down and face the facts, isn't it significant that so many of us struggle to be honest about this, that it's so hard to face up to it? And look, guys, it's not just video games, all right? I do have regrets about how much time I spend lifting weights in the gym. Ultimately, 10 years from now or 20 years from now, it's not going to matter how many push-ups I did this week. And in some sense, if I finish writing another chapter of the book I'm writing, or if I finish recording and uploading this video and it changes just a few hundred people's lives, in a sense that does matter. In a sense, both what I can learn and what I can teach others really matters in a way that doing more push-ups or bench pressing more weight can never matter at all. And of course, the comparison between exercise and video games, really they're not comparable at all. But I have a little orange book and I write down in it how many hours I spend studying the Chinese language. And it's sad. It's sad to behold. Sometimes it's sad because I feel that I've worked so hard. But really, when you see the numbers written down on the page, it's not that many hours. And sometimes it's sad because I look at the page and it's so many hours. It's so many hours of my life taken up by the study of this language, where I can't really know what positive outcomes will come from it, where I can't really know if it'll matter, if I'll really be able to learn anything, if I'll be able to teach anything else, if it'll be part of my personal progress, or if instead this is something that is holding me back. Sure, for all of us, a great deal of soul searching is in order. But no, I just don't think that any of these excuses for playing video games make sense. I don't think any of us has 50 hours, 100 hours, 200 hours, 300 hours to spare. And when you do the math, if you can, with detachment, look at the numbers, I think you might be a little bit saddened to realize how much of your life you've lost to video games.
So yeah, it's a topic very much worth examining, and I don't completely agree with Eisel on that, but I do think that he's an intellectually honest guy most of the time, so in that respect, it would be great to talk to him about it more on Discord or on YouTube. But if not, just take this opinion for what it's worth and do with your time what you think is best when you're really thinking about it and considering it.
This guy has the honesty to say that when he was younger, he was a video game addict, and I appreciate his honesty. Just hearing the sound of his voice, talking about this guy in the purple Mario Brothers t-shirt, he doesn't sound like a well-educated man. He doesn't sound like an intelligent man. And let me tell you something. There was a time when I didn't sound the way I sound either. I can remember being a teenager, not just my first year in university, my first day in university, and people thought I was in my 30s just based on my manner of speaking. I really didn't look that old. I remember a guy, he was a professor at the university, but his hobby was being a handwriting expert. And he saw my handwriting before he met me, and he said he had determined that my minimum age was that I was in my mid-50s based on my handwriting. Let me tell you something, the contrast isn't just between me and this guy in the purple t-shirt. I have a lot of brothers and sisters, okay? My brothers grew up, obviously, in the same culture I grew up with. They don't sound like me. They don't talk like me because they don't live like me, all right? The decisions this guy made in the past and the decisions he's making right now to play video games, they have shaped the man he became. And look, when I was his age, I was really a lot more rough around the edges. Could go into a long discourse now about how different I am now at age 42 from how I was at, say, age 22. But guess what? You know, the contrast between the man he is at his current age and the man I was at that age, it runs really deep. And you may not realize what it is you're sacrificing by making the choice to spend all those hours playing video games. But what you're sacrificing is precisely the man you could have become. My perspective is you still matter. I still care about you. I don't accept the notion that you have zero creativity, zero potential, whether that's politically or otherwise, to make the world a better place, zero artistic potential, what have you. I really believe that you can do something better with those 3 hours a day. And if you don't believe it, what do you think of yourself? Your intellectual potential is something I can't know. And it's something you can't know either. But the one thing we can be certain about is that you're snuffing it out by playing video games.